Bang, let's get it. We got another game 7 today, and it's Cleveland at the Detroit Pistons. Now, do you believe the Detroit Pistons should shut this down? I do. Also, the model thinks so. Detroit Pistons -4.5, and we take the over 205. I'm gonna put this all on the parlay. I already got Detroit Pistons -4.5, the over 205. Let's go see what the props look like. Scroll to the top. I haven't dropped the NBA props in a minute from the model, but here we are. James Harden over 19.5 points. Over 18.5 points. Yes, I'm on Hard Rock with this parlay. Hopefully we get this. James Harden is at 19.5 points on Hard Rock, but I'm still taking it. Who else next? Dean Wade over 3.5 points is +104. What is it here on Hard Rock? Do I have Dean Wade? I got Dean Wade over 3.5 points at +110. Yes, that's 4 picks. Duncan Robinson over 8.5 points. What is this line on Hard Rock? Duncan Robinson over 8.5 points. Do I see it? It's at 9.5 points, but it's +100 at 9.5 points. Let's slide it to 8.5. At 8.5 points, it's -125. I'm all over that. That's 5 picks. I need one more. I want to make it a 6 pick. Oh, Donovan Mitchell be laying down, man. He laid down on my PRA game 6, but this is game 7. The line is at 25.5 points. Let's see what it does. Donovan Mitchell line is at 25.5 points, -120 on Hard Rock. Bang, I'm running that 6 pick entry. Something got to smack. I'm running that 6 pick entry. Can I flex this? I'm not even going to flex it. We're taking the Pistons -4.5. We're taking the over in this game, 205.5. James Harden over 19.5 points. Dean Wade over 3.5 points. Duncan Robinson over 8.5 points. And Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points. Donovan Mitchell, don't fucking play with me. Put $5 on that bitch. Oh, I got a profit boost, 20%. Bang, let's get it. We running this. That's my 6 pick entry. Wait, accept. And what changed? What changed? Some of the odds might have changed on something. Anyway, I'm playing this. Let me screenshot that. Hopefully I remember to show that bitch at the end. But let's keep going. There's a number of plays for this game. Evan Mobley over 15.5 points we like. Paul Reed Jr. Oh, let's do a 3 pick entry. Let's do a 3 pick entry because we're taking Paul Reed to go over. Where is it? Paul Reed over 7.5 points. Evan Mobley over 15.5 points. Where's Evan Mobley? Evan Mobley, are you here? Over 15.5 points. And then Devin Vassell, that's on Monday. AJ Mitchell, which is also a decent play at 12.5 points. That's on Monday. Spurs versus OKC in game 1. That's all the points props. Anything for rebounds? Jalen Durant over 8.5 rebounds. And it's juice. Let's take Jalen Durant over 8.5 rebounds for the 3rd pick. Where you at? This is game 7. Don't play around. This is the 3 pick entry. Paul Reed over 7.5 points. Evan Mitchell over 15.5 points. And then Jalen Durant to go over 8.5 rebounds. Let's play that. Place that bet. Screenshot this. These plays on Hard Rock. I haven't checked Underdog yet. I just had to get these in. I got a ton of plays from the MLB. Obviously, first off, let's go see how the MLB did yesterday. Yesterday, out of all of those plays, it went, well, all of the plays that were completed and graded, it went 29 and 26. I'm pretty positive there was a couple of more games that were still playing by the time that I ran this late last night. But with that said, look at the strikeouts at 60%. Look at the pitching outs, 11 and 7. We just started the pitching outs, 61%, and hit runs and RBIs is sitting at 55%. All extremely profitable in my opinion. So the links are in the description for the MLB model and also the top 50 plays. If I hit refresh here, yes, we got the top 50 plays, and I'm pretty positive I got all of those in that are playing today. Paul Reed, James Harden, Duncan Robinson, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell. I played Dean Wade. We played Jalen Durant. We didn't play Tobias Harris under 6.5 rebounds. We do like that. And then look, Cade Cunningham over 8.5 assists. I might stay away from Cade, but I want to find strikeouts, hit runs, and RBI. But we're going to go back to the MLB model and scroll all the way to the top. Let's go all the way to the top to get these. strikeout parlays. Yuri Perez over 5.5 Ks. Let's see if we can find that. I'm on underdog with it because I might have to play some of these. I mean, I'm on hard rock with it because I might want to play some of these straight up. Yuri Perez over 5.5 Ks. It's plus 115. Play that. And then Drew, how you say that? Rasmussen. Drew Rasmussen over 4.5 Ks. Drew Raz over 4.5 strikeouts. Please be there. It's at 5.5 now, and it's plus 105 to go over. His alternate strikeouts to get, I wanted to get 5 Ks. It's minus 200. I'm not playing that one. That line probably got bumped on us. The model expects him to get 5.5 Ks. Anyway, Yuri Perez again. I want to see strikeout, so I'll go command find, and I want to see, how did I got it listed? I want to see Ks. I want to see Ks. Damn, what do you mean? Why ain't you gonna show me like that? Capital S, Ks. Bam, I got a bunch of Ks. Here we go. Here we go. The first one we just saw. Let's go to the next one. Drew, we did that one. What about Gavin Williams? Gavin Williams over 5.5 strikeouts. Gavin Williams over 5.5 strikeouts. What we got? His line, why is it at 7.5? That's crazy. The model specs 7. Under 7.5 is minus 140. Let's go see hit runs and RBI because that look like those lines are going to be off for a little bit. How do I find that? I got to see what I have it listed at. Oh, hit plus run plus RBI. But I've already saw a ton of them. Let me go back to the top 50 plays and scroll down here. We want top plays at hit runs and RBI. This is one right here. Daniel Shingman. Daniel Scheeneman. Let's go find him. Daniel SCH. Bam. Over 1.5 hit runs and RBIs. Scroll to the bottom. Where you at? Bang. Minus 115. Who else we got? Ronald Acuna Jr. I don't know if he played the other day, but let's see if he plays tonight. Ronald Acuna Jr. over 1.5 hit runs and RBIs. Damn, that player is not available right now on hard route. Did that game already start? It starts at 1:35. Anyway, I'm trying to get this in as quickly as possible. Freddie Freeman, yes, that game starts at 4. Let's do Freddie Freeman over 1.5 hit runs and RBIs. Freddie Freeman, where are you? Right here. Over 1.5 hit runs and RBIs. Yes, it's minus 145. I got a 3-pick entry here. Yuri Perez over 5.5 Ks. Daniel Scheeneman, and then and then Freddie Freeman, both over 1.5 hit runs and RBI. Bang, let's get it. Put that in. Place that bet, and then I'm gonna screenshot that and put that up. And put that on the screen. How long is this video? Oh, save. All right, let's send these to the Mac so we can see what they are. Again, the link's in the description for the model, and you could go scroll through and get a ton more plays. It didn't do bad. Yes, it didn't do bad at all yesterday. If I go to the daily recap here, you can see that in the MLB Master Model, all of these plays that went over, all these plays hit. And look at the ones that have hit runs. How many hit runs and RBI? Oh, Kyle Schwarber hit a home run and obviously went over. Bryce Harper, we played him straight up. He went over. De La Cruz, he's on a heater. Xavier Edwards also. So many did hit. Ben Rice, Cody Bellinger, and Max Muncy, and Aaron Judge. I think we called those yesterday. Also Randy Arozarena. But there's so many. The links are in the description. You could go check those out. I'm going to go over here and change this and show you the plays that we were playing today. The plays that I picked. You could play as many as you'd like. But here's a 6-pick entry for the game 7 tonight. Pistons minus 4.5. Over 2.5. Over 205.5 points for the total. We take James Harden, Dean Wade, Duncan Robinson, and Donovan Mitchell to go over their points totals. That's the 6-pick entry. I played it on Hard Rock though. And then we got a a couple of 3-pick entries. Here's one. Also from Game 7 is Paul Reed to score more than 7.5 points. Evan Mobley to go over his points total at 15.5. And then Jalen Duran to get over 8.5 rebounds. I'm about tired of him, but we played it anyway. The model likes it. And then another 3-pick entry would be Yuri Perez over 5.5 Ks. Is that plus 115? I took Freddie Freeman to go over 1.5 hit runs at RBI, and Daniel Schieneman. How do you say that? Anyway, look, back to the model. There's so many. There's no way I can play them all. But obviously, as the weeks continue to go on, I'm going to break them down into what players are actually doing extremely well, like we did for the college basketball and the NBA. So we'll have a better read on which plays are actually trending just from the model's perspective, or that have a really good chance against the starting pitcher. Speaking of starting pitchers, I have the pitchers stats broke all the way down from innings pitched per start, Ks per 9 innings, walks per 9 innings, and the opponent's strikeout percentage, which is extremely helpful. And then when looking at batters, you can see the batters versus the starting pitcher. For example, Taylor Ward over 1.5 hit runs and RBI versus Miles McCollum. You can see his Sierra, which is a skill interactive ERA, which should be better than the ERA, the xFIP, and the home runs per 9 inning. Basically, when you catch a pitcher that you want a batter to go yard, you look at the pitcher to see if his home runs per 9 is over like 2. Anything over 3.5 is like automatic, whatever. But 2.25, like this is decent if we were looking for Taylor Ward to go yard. But let me see somebody who's hitting the home run. Look at Pete Alonso. Look, Pete Alonso to hit a home run is plus 200. All right. The home run per 9 is 2.5 for this pitcher that he's facing, the starter's pitcher. So this is a good bet. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. And then, we got Paul Skeens over 15.5 outs. There's so many plays though. Like I can't make it to all of them. Drake Baldwin smacked for us yesterday on 1.5 hit runs and RBI. The link is in the description. I showed you the plays that we're playing to start off with. There's so many more. Bang, let's get it. I'm really Rico, you already know. Let's get this dough, bruh. Peace. I'm out.